Okay, let's see here. When you're this good looking, you got to hide the goods. What I'm going to share here, this is something a little different, not something my normal fare. A couple years ago, I had to do a bunch of research, historical stuff kind of thing, 1850s in there and all that. And something I stumbled onto that I thought it was, I don't know, just odd, maybe the way I was taught, but it's involving history. And I would go to Wikipedia and I would punch in a date, and it kind of gives you a list of the things that happened on that date. And specifically, I would look for a year, certain years, what was going on, and find spin-off material and go from that into trying to build up a story. And I'll give you some links below. You might, like I said, this might be odd. You might find it interesting, but I'll give you an example. I would punch in a date. Let's say I got one here. It's 1880, okay, 1880. And it would give you all the world events that were going on in that year. It would list them. And so the first one that caught my eye, I thought was kind of interesting, it says 1880, on October 6th, let me do this backwards. On October 15th, Mexican soldiers kill Victorio, one of the greatest Apache military strategists of at that time. So you got these Mexican soldiers killing these Apaches, okay, military battle. Talk about the Old West and all this kind of stuff. And this is kind of the stuff that I was studying, researching. And but just prior to that, that was October 15th. October 6th, the University of Southern California opens its doors to 53 students with 10 faculty members. I'm like, whoa, you got Apaches, moving about, and you got, U.S.C. opens up. You just don't picture it that way. You don't. When I think of the Old West and stuff, I kind of see the rest of time stood still. You don't see that. When there was Indian battles and all this kind of stuff going on. That back east, it was the verge of the Industrial Revolution and stuff. The whole, the whole different world. Another pretty good one was 1881. Once again, I use Wikipedia for this. I don't know if I mentioned that, but 1881, I punched that one in, and it gives you a list. 1881 was kind of a sharp one for the Western kind of stuff. April 14th, the 4 dead in the 5 seconds gunfight erupts. There's 4 dead in the 5 seconds gunfight, which erupts in El Paso, Texas. Okay, 1881, there's gunfights. April 28th, Billy the Kid escapes from his 2 jailers at the Lincoln County Jail in Mesilla, New Mexico, killing James Bell and Robert Ollinger before stealing a horse and riding out of town. And you have, we're still in 1881, July 14th, Billy the Kid is shot and killed by Pat Garrett outside of Fort Sumner. Okay, a lot of, Western shootouts and all this kind of stuff going on. 1881. October 26th, the gunfight at the OK Corral occurs in Tombstone, Cochise County, Arizona. Okay, so we got the OK Corral. We got the 5 seconds gunfight in El Paso. We got Billy the Kid doing his thing. You got the gunfight at the OK Corral. A little bit later, December 28th, Virgil Earp is ambushed in Tombstone and loses the use of his left arm. So you got all this real westerny, stuff going on. You kind of get the feel for this 1881. Yeah, in that same year, we have the United States National Lawn Tennis Association is founded, and the first U.S. tennis championships are played. So you got, this kind of just freaked me out. You got the 5 seconds gunfight in El Paso. You got Billy the Kid. Billy the Kid gets shot. You got the gunfight at OK Corral. Virgil Earp loses the use of his arm at Tombstone. And you could go watch the U.S. Open in tennis. That just kind of blew me away. Okay, there's tennis going on at the at the same time as the OK Corral. Someone's practicing tennis somewhere, and I just can't picture tennis and the OK Corral happening in the same time frame. See, I'll put a link below. It's just Wikipedia, and you can kind of have some fun with this. You can go back. So it's for me, it was the most interesting between like 1870 and 1910. A lot lot of different stuff going on at the same time there. That was kind of a very interesting time. But anyhow, I'll put a link below. It's just something I found on Wikipedia years ago where you just can't imagine, like, you know, U.S.C. and then Apache's going, you know, Apache's doing their thing at the same time, you know, battling Indians, and U.S.C. opens their doors. You know, that's just weird to me, but you might find it interesting. Anyway, check it out. I'll put some links below.